Hello fellow booktubers, my name is Lauren, you're watching Dreams, Books, Courage, and today I'm doing my August wrap-up. This month I read a total of 6 books, which is not as much as I wanted, but I'm still very happy with that number. The first book I read this month was The Kite Runner by Khaled Hosseini. This book was so amazing that I had to do a review about that, so I'll put a link to that discussion down below. And this book tells the story of Amira and Hassan and them growing up, and Amir's struggles throughout his life, which he has a whole lot of, and just the character development that runs throughout. And this book was amazing. I gave it 5 stars, and if you want to hear more about it, definitely check out the discussion down below. Up next, I have a book that many people have read and loved, and I'm definitely one of them, and that is Lola and the Boy Next Door by Stephanie Perkins. And I gave this book 5 out of 5 stars. I thought it was beautiful. Lola is a girl who looks different every day, and she never wants to just fit into one mold. And so she always dresses up in costumes, and she has an awesome rocker boyfriend named Max. But one day, her first crush comes back into town named Cricket Bill, and then the plot, of course, ensues. And so I love this book. It was super adorable. I just loved Lola and Cricket, and Max was awesome as well. And so I would really recommend you read this book. If you love any Stephanie Perkins or you just love books that make you happy, then I would definitely pick this book up. Then I picked up something with a bit of a sadder note, and that was If I Stay by Gail Forman. This book was awesome. I ended up only giving this book 4 stars just because I felt a little bit of disconnect from the main character of Mia, and so I wasn't as emotional as I thought I would be. I cried more in the movie trailer than I did while reading this book, and of course I had to watch the movie as well, so I'll leave a link to that movie review and discussion down below, and I would just definitely recommend this book. It was really awesome. If you're a fan of John Green especially, I feel like you'd really enjoy this book. That's definitely what made me really enjoy it. And so after I read this awesome book, of course I had to pick up Where She Went, which was even more amazing than If I Stay in my opinion. I ended up giving Where She Went 5 stars. It was just that amazing, and it was told from Adam's point of view 3 years later from If I Stay. And so the story within this made me way more emotional than If I Stay did. I definitely recommend this book, especially if you want to know what happened after If I Stay ended, because a whole lot of stuff happened. One of the last books I picked up this month was Since You've Been Gone by Morgan Matson. I thought it was a very good book to end my summer off with, and so I really enjoyed this book. It tells the story of Emily, and she's best friends with this girl named Sloane, but Sloane one day disappears over the summer, and so Emily is just left with a list that Sloane gave her, and so I love this book. I gave it 5 stars. It was awesome, especially if you love books about friendships, and so I had to make a book discussion on this book as well, and so I'll leave a link to that below as well. And so I definitely check it out, especially if you want to know more about the plot and what happens throughout this book. The last book I read this month was Steve Jobs by Walter Isaacson. I read this audiobook throughout the month while in my car and just listening through it on my daily commute. This book was awesome. I really enjoyed this biography of Steve Jobs. It definitely showed a darker side to him than I would have thought there was, but he has such an ingenious mind and perspective, and he just got things done throughout his lifetime, and I just really enjoyed listening to all the things that he is and the way that he thought. And it was just very interesting. I would definitely recommend this audiobook, especially if you're a person that wants to be an entrepreneur or someone who just thinks out of the box and you just want to know more about someone as awesome as Steve Jobs. Even if you really don't like the company of Apple, I'd still really recommend this book because I definitely think this company is set apart from other companies of technology or just companies in general. It's just very interesting the way that Apple works and the way Steve Jobs made it work. So, of course, I gave this awesome audiobook 5 stars. I really enjoyed this, and so I definitely recommend this book to you guys as well. I hope you guys enjoyed my August wrap-up. I'd love to hear what your thoughts are on these books down below. I would also love to hear about what you guys read this month as well, or leave a link to your video, and I'll definitely get around to watching it. And so I'm gonna go get back to reading. I'll see you guys next time.